This video is a review on the game Warframe. But first, I know I haven't uploaded last week and I'm sorry for that. It was because I had some school and personal stuff that came first. This video is a bit more on the normal side of length compared to most of my other videos. Warframe is basically my favorite game, or one of my favorite games. I have like 1,000 hours on this game, so I thought for my first review on this channel, why not make a review on one of my favorite games. I will probably make way more of an in-depth review on this game in the future, but for now, let's get into it. So, Warframe is kind of a hack and slash RPG shooter, to say it very lightly, because this game is also an open world. It's also an MMO, it's also PvP, and it's also PvE. It's a spaceship shooter, heck, it's even a fishing and a mining game. The point I'm trying to make is that Warframe has a lot of everything. This makes the game unstoppable in almost all factors. You're tired of fishing? Go slash some big thick enemies. You're tired of slashing enemies? Go make your dojo better. You're tired of your dojo? Go fly your spaceship. Almost everything is possible, heck, even beauty contests are available in this game. It's insane how many things you can do in Warframe. Probably the best thing in Warframe, aside from the many options, is of course the Warframes. Warframe at the moment I think has about more than 50 Warframes. Some of them are very strong, like Saren and Mesa. Most of them are very decent and fun, and some of them are dog ass, such as Nynx. But overall, Warframe is decently balanced. You have sword fighting Warframe, you have a mind controlling Warframe, you have an electric power ball Warframe, you have Warframes that spit out little drones or use little drones, you have Warframes that use fire or ice or toxic, you have a gunsling Warframe, and you even have a literal cannibal. Of course my favorite Warframe is Grendel, or as I like to call him, Big Daddy. But yeah, everything is earned in this game, and even taking the shortcut doesn't make you that much more powerful than the rest. Because a lot of shit is kind of linked to your mastery rank, which you can't just buy. You'll have to grind in this game. So in actuality, Warframe is a massive grinding game. If you want to think, you're gonna have to spend some time getting it. And even then, when you do, you'll have to wait for the foundry to make it. And this can be very shitty, but it blends very well with all the other stuff you can do in the game. It's important in Warframe to just not only grind, but do different things at the same time, or else it's boring. You want to do different things. Meaning that this game is basically supporting ADHD. But even then, if you don't want to do either, you can always get some of that juicy platinum. And this leads me to my next topic. The market in Warframe is goddamn great. Warframe is already a massive free-to-play game, and even then you can get everything in this game, everything, for free. You want to know why? Because the market gives you freedom to get in-game currency without spending a dime. This game always allows trading stuff for platinum with other players, which is interesting. The market is great, but if you truly want to make some money, I recommend using the Warframe market site because it's way better, makes trading way faster and easier. So probably the best thing about this game is the combat. In this game there are so many different ways to kill people with different weapons. You have stance mod that change your fighting style, you have jump and heavy attacks, you of course have a lot of different enemies, and you have about 16 different damage types, so-called status effects. And of course you have the funny builds where you shoot an enemy and they go flying across the map. This leaves a lot of room for creativity and knowing which build works the best on killing a lot of enemies in a short time. Also, how enemies die is weirdly satisfying. The ragdoll effects are great. Slicing towards enemies shows a lot of blood. The bodies stay on the floor in little pieces, and they make very weird noises when they are killed, and it makes it weirdly enjoyable. And the other thing that blends really well with this combat is the movement. The movement in this game is fantastic. There are so many different ways to get from point A to point B. There are different jumps, different ways to increase speed, and your attacks also have a lot of impact on how you move around. There are different mods that improve certain ways of movement, such as bullet jumps or latching onto walls. This combo with the great combat makes this game a lot of fun as a hack and slash. In Warframe you have about 9 different weapon types. and the weapons in those types are very different from each other, reaching in different subcategories, which there are about 45 of. And then finally, you have already about 202 just melee weapons. In total, there are about 645 weapons in the game, including alternate versions like primes, and there are new weapons introduced every month. The Warframe lore is massive, although to be honest, it doesn't really matter. The lore in Warframe is kind of not really that important. Even I still don't understand what it is about because the quality in the lore is so broken and confusing that I honestly just checked out. The lore is not bad though. There are some interesting concepts. I like how they explain a lot of stuff in the game because the game itself has a lot of interesting details and looks, and it's fun to know why they are there and what they are there for. But the story is also not really that top tier. It is fine as it is. It is getting better, same with the quality of the game, which I will talk about later. But the base story can be a bit low quality and kind of a bit ass sometimes. So just keep that in mind. I think the story works well with the gameplay, and I think that is all that matters. Don't go jumping into this game expecting a great story though. So the graphics. Oh, the graphics. The thing is that personally I think the graphics are very aight, but the art style and interesting look do make up for it most of the time. I did have a few moments where I realized that this game is free, but overall it's alright. There are some pretty good looking moments in the game, and again the art is pretty sweet. Like just looking at Warframes themselves, you can see they put a lot of work into them, although sometimes I do have to say they made some questionable design choices, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. Okay, the music. The music in this game is like hamburgers. Most time it just works, and sometimes it just tops the goddamn charts. Most music just really flows and blends with the game, and then mostly with the combat. You really get this music futuristic kind of Matrix-like vibe when you play the game. The game also made some actual songs, like I think there are like 3 of them, and they are pretty bootylicious, so I do recommend listening to them. So, this game doesn't really have any bugs, only with new updates, but they get patched really quick. There are only a few bugs in the game. Glitches on the other hand, in my experience, yes, you are going to experience a lot of glitches, which also has to do with the quality, which I'll get into later. The very big upside is that I almost never had a glitch that actually annoyed me or frustrated me. Almost always they are just squad connection problems or visual stuff. You will probably be clipping through walls every 30 hours in the game though. So to my final note, the quality. And to be honest, this is my only actual problem that I have faced with this game, and that's mostly not even the game's fault. The quality itself is fine, but you definitely see a big change in quality between old stuff and new stuff, which can be annoying. Things that Warframe adds a lot of new and creative stuff, but they almost never really fully add the finishing touches to it, and they definitely never update it. This leaves the game with a lot of interesting stuff, but that stuff not really having been developed or updated over time into other stuff or being improved. The game obviously has a very small staff, and they have to keep being interesting, so I think that's why they focus more on new things than improve the old. This is fine and makes the game very fun, but it is important to keep in mind if you're gonna start playing this game. So, that was my review on the game Warframe. Because this is my first review and a more fun one, this one is gonna be more scattered than the others and does not follow the same pattern. There's way more to discuss, but I think this video will be too long for that right now. Overall, I give this game an 8 out of 10. It succeeds in a lot of factors, but there are some little flaws and one more serious one. Overall, I strongly recommend this game. It's goddamn awesome and it's very interesting. You'll like it if you like slashing and grinding. My in-game name is RunBunny Prime if you have any other questions or want to grind or play. Otherwise, of course, use the comment section for questions and, well, comments. If I sounded a little bit, well, weird in this video, I mean, like, I always sound weird, but like weirder than usual and a bit more dyslexic, it's because I didn't really sleep well and I just drank a lot of coke to stay up, so that's not really smart. And also, well, I'm dyslexic, so, and I'm not reading from a script, so it sounds a little bit weird sometimes because I can't fucking read. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you like this video, well, you know what to do. If you don't like this video, you know what to do. And overall, this was my review on Warframe.